already know what it is. It's your boy True World on the beat, and we out here for no sugarcoat.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna let you do that.
Nah.
No, he don't want to do it. Go ahead, y'all. Oh.
Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy True World on the beat, and you are welcome into No Sugarcoat, the podcast. Y'all already know what it is. We got my boy Sid. We gonna reverse it on y'all.
I had to give him a try. I had to let him do it, okay? Look, hey, man, y'all, welcome back to No Sugarcoat Podcast, where we have all no sugar, 100% sugar-free conversations, baby. We back in the building today. I got my boy True Roy. We're gonna have a good time tonight. We got a topic that's gonna dig deep. We might not even be able to finish this topic tonight. It's gonna be about so much. It's a huge onion. It's gonna be full of so many layers and so many ideas going to bounce off of each other. But before we do all of that, what I'm gonna do, man? What I always do, y'all.
We gotta give praise and honor to God,
because He is the reason why we are here today. Can I get an amen?
Amen.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Look. So today, guys, we are talking about how this happened was me and some people was talking at work, and I don't know, based on what we were talking about, it wasn't exactly what this topic was, but when I just got it in my mind, I texted Roy and said, bam, and he loved the topic. So today why is it the rich man's responsibility to take care of the poor? Right? So for me personally, I was told the responsibility wasn't the best word, but you got to ask yourself, if you look into them for answers, what are they there for? You look at them as if they're responsible for why people may be poor, or getting people out of poverty. No matter if you like that word or not, I do believe that if you looking at them for answers, then you holding them responsible. There's no other way to think about it. How can you what's the word I'm looking for, Roy? How can you question somebody, look for somebody to do something if they're not responsible for it? That don't sound right, do it?
No. See, if you're looking for somebody to get something done, that means you're putting the responsibility directly in their hands.
Exactly. And why is that the case, right? The rich can't take care of the poor, because then you enabling it. And there's going to be more poor people on the street because they know they're going to get taken care of.
Well, there used to be a time where a man who didn't work didn't eat.
But these days, we feel pity for them. They always going to eat.
Yeah.
We all know what that was, right?
It's called panhandling.
Road,
panhandling.
with a sign.
Yeah.
And you roll down your window.
Now hold on now.
You do?
Now hold on now. Some of these people be really on some hard times. You have to understand that people do have hard times. Sometimes people get put in situations where they get laid off. They've been working somewhere for 20 years, and then, the economy does things that are out of the control. It may not be that.
No. Tell you why.
Okay.
No. What did we just get there talking about before the episode?
What was we talking about?
Do you have that nest egg?
A nest egg.
So if you've been with a company for 20 years, if you were living within your means and preparing for the future, what should you have been doing?
Should have been saving.
So at that point, when you do get laid off and something does happen, whose responsibility was it?
It's
because
yours.
tomorrow is not promised to you anyway, right? That job is not promised to you.
It's not.
So why are you not preparing for the future and when tomorrow is uncertainty?
Because most people live day by day.
Bless their hearts.
And that's how they take it.
Bless their hearts.
They're not planning. You remember the other podcast we was talking about?
Come on, tap them in.
Planning. Like I said back in that podcast, proper planning prevents poor performance.
Come on.
But see, that's the thing. A lot of people don't plan.
No. They don't think it'll happen. Who said it? It was Jordan. Jordan said that. No, it was you. It was you. You said what if the women say they didn't think they would live that long? What, didn't you say that?
Oh yeah, that was me.
Them? That was you.
A lot of women have said they don't even think they're gonna live to the age of 55.
Come on, man. That don't make no sense. That's just a weak mindset. That I'm sorry. Just because a man worked hard to get where he's at, he should not be held responsible for the world's problems. And hey, look, hold on now. I do get that it's not just one single man. We're not going to be that way, right? Because there was a video on TikTok that I haven't thought about it this way, but it makes so much sense. A man can make $1 million by himself.
Yeah.
But to get to 7 digits, multiple millions, he got to have a team.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
100%. So who are you to say that person is responsible or shouldn't have the money that's owed to them?
I'll do you one better.
Go ahead.
Let's take Jeff Bezos, for instance.
Okay.
Okay. This man's a billionaire.
Yeah.
Now, this dude, if you look at him having a multi-billion-dollar evaluation,
100%.
it's not liquid. It's not cash.
Never. Nobody that has that kind of money is ever liquid. They have assets.
But that's what I'm saying. So when you say, "Oh, well, this person is rich," blah 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 blah, you're not most people look at it as they got X amount of $1 billion cash, but their wealth is not just the cash.
Mm-hmm.
It is the stocks that they own.
Yeah.
It's the buildings that they own.
100%.
The land that those buildings sits on.
Yes, sir.
The property taxes.
Yes, sir.
It's all these different things. The employees.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you making $50,000 with a company, that company is paying you $50,000. You are a bill to that company.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? If you got 10 workers making 50 bands, that's a $500,000 that company is spending. You know, and you don't think that plays into the evaluation?
100%. I don't think people think about it that way. A lot of people don't have a business mindset, and they think in this minuscule level 1 mindset. They don't think about what these people have to do when they're on that level 10 mindset.
Yeah.
When they put in those situations, right? We don't understand what that person goes through, and who are we to say that Elon Musk doesn't deserve to be worth $1 billion or have it? Who are we to say?
Yeah.
We don't know what he did. Well, I don't know what he did to get to where he's at today. But you know what's funny about us feeling that way, right?
What's up?
We go out and we buy the cars and we support the business.
Oh, yeah.
But we don't want this man to be worth that, and he shouldn't have that.
Yeah.
He should get that money back to us, but you giving him the money when you really can't even afford to call you in. But we don't want to talk about that.
Oh, yeah.
Ain't that odd?
Oh, yeah. A lot of people are going in debt to make other people rich.
That's crazy to me. But you care so much about them being the rich, and that you try to take care of the poor, but you giving your money to them.
Oh, yeah.
That's crazy, ain't it? How that make sense?
It's like, how about instead of you giving your money to them, you give your money to the poor?
But your money is not enough. You feel like it won't do anything. So therefore, you don't do it.
Yeah.
So in hopes, you hope that this man is worth billions of dollars, does justice with your money. What makes you think, why is he obligated to give his money away? I'm sorry. I know a lot of rich men makes big decisions. We live in a very messed up world, right? Where the money does, what's the word I'm looking for? Influence the laws and the people that are in power to make the decisions. We
Most
know
definitely.
That. We know that 100%, right?
Most definitely.
We know that. But I don't think we should hold them responsible. Yeah, this world is full of greed, and we should change that. But I don't think one person or even many can make that big of a difference in the world we live in today, especially when it comes to poverty and homelessness.
Well, the problem with homelessness, okay, see, poverty and homelessness are two different things.
But exactly, I don't think they could, because think about it, Roy, it's always going to be one thing after the next. You're going to want them to solve the poor and then solve poverty issues and solve affordable housing. You're going to want them to be responsible for this and that.
See, but here's the problem with poverty. Poverty is a sliding scale.
Okay, tell the people what that means.
So what I mean by that is, for example, something that we don't really think about on a day-to-day basis, air conditioning.
Right.
Air conditioning used to cost tens of thousands of dollars when it was first developed.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Really expensive for the rich at that point.
Now the poorest of people
have AC.
You go to the hood, you can see AC units on the side on windows.
It's become a common commodity.
Exactly. Now I'll give you another example.
Okay.
Think about John D. Rockefeller, oil tycoon from way back in the day.
Okay.
Okay. This man was one of the richest people in the world. The average person has access to better dental care than he did. Think about that. He had all the money in the world, but the technology had not yet developed So what did it really mean for the quality of dentistry for back then? Me, a regular nobody. I'm a nobody. I'm not important. But I got better dental care than he got. That's what I mean when I say poverty is a sliding scale.
Okay. But what about the next point? One may argue they should do something about affordable housing.
I mean, the problem with the idea of affordable housing is you have to look at it from the perspective that 100 years ago, people thought of a house.
Yeah.
See, people back in the day, they used to build their house, and then they would add a room.
Yeah.
And then they add another room, and then they add another room, and then
But
over
these homes
the
are
span
already
of their
built.
life,
Yeah.
over the span of their life, they would have a bigger house, but they just worked on the house that they built, and they built over time.
Yeah.
And they built as they got the money to build.
100%.
Nowadays, they want the house already built, brand new. All the materials that come together for that to happen, like
People don't think about that though. They blame it on inflation, right? And that's a part of it. But you have to pay the people to do the work that they're doing.
But inflation is always been a part of the equation.
Always.
Inflation was happening back then. That's why they did it the way that they did it. I mean, people have always took out loans and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, you have to live within your means to some degree.
You have to live within your means at some degree.
And then when it comes to having kids, you either didn't have kids until you were ready, or you had to find a way.
But we having kids and can't afford them, and then mad because you can't afford housing and food, and you asking for government assistance.
Exactly.
But you having 3 kids, and you couldn't even afford to have the one or take care of yourself.
But
tell me how that makes sense.
Here's the problem with government assistance. Government assistance is funded by the government. But how does the government make money? Taxes.
And who pay taxes?
The citizens. So what you don't understand is you're paying, in order to get these services and these fallbacks, you actually have to you actually have to rob yourself to have these safety nets. To some degree.
To some degree, it's the truth.
You got to rob yourself.
But people don't think about that. They don't think about what it takes to get to that point, right? I had to tell them, you know how much it costs to build a home?
How much?
Anywhere from an average to 150 to like $400,000. And that's an average. That's an average home, though.
I don't know what home you getting that's gonna be 150.
Didn't I just tell you about a home that's 150?
You
we
told
just
me,
talked
but
about a shotgun home that was a hallway.
That ain't no home. That's a pod. That's a damn.
But look, but you can still see how much it costs to build a home. But people want to be.
I'm not paying no $150,000 for that box that Squidward was sitting in on that one episode. Spare change, ma'am. I'm not paying $150,000 for that. I'd rather stay in the sleeper of my truck.
But people underestimate the cost of things. Oh, nobody can build a house by themselves. Tell you why.
No. People used to build. No, that's not true. People used to build houses by themselves all the time.
Let me tell you
People
why.
can't. You can't build a house with the building codes by yourself.
That's what I'm saying. The system. You cannot go buy land and build that house yourself without involving somebody else, another party. You have no choice, and that person has to get paid for that.
Exactly.
Right? At the end of the day, that's just how it is.
You got to survey the ground.
Yes.
You got to get a plumber to come in.
Yes.
An electrician.
Hey, you got to pass code on a foundation.
Oh, yes.
What you mean? You know how many codes
you have to
pass?
building codes.
In your area
and
at
the
that.
government will bulldoze you still
right
down if
off
you don't
of it.
Get it right,
Gone.
boy.
People don't realize that. But yeah, the system is at fault. And there's probably reasons why the system is like that, right? Because we want to build safe homes, safer, sustainable homes, right? We want to build homes that's good for the environment, blah, blah, blah. I'm pretty sure there's a ton of reasons why those codes are in line. But you're not going to be a makeshift plumber digging into the water lines because you don't want to pay a plumber the $20,000 that it costs to do plumbing in your home. I don't know how much it costs to do plumbing, but I'm saying.
I hope it ain't no $20,000 because
Hold on, Royal. But you know you mistaken. If you got a 2-story home, 2,500 square feet, 4-bedroom, 2.5 bath, you think plumbing gonna be a cheap thrill? Honestly,
It ain't gonna be cheap, but it ain't gonna be 20 grand.
you don't think so?
Now, depending upon what. Now, if you in New York,
Get your phone out. Look at it now.
get
Get
my
your
phone out.
Look at it now.
How am I gonna look at this?
How much?
Where am I going? Plumbers.net.
God damn it! Boy.
Do I need to go to Reddit?
Look up
R
how
slash
much. What's just get on Google. We're gonna get a baseline number. We know it might not be fully the truth, but let's get a baseline number because I might be wrong. I can admit that I might be wrong. I just believe it's expensive.
R slash taking these pipes.
No. Say how much does it cost to install plumbing in the average U.S. home? Something of that nature.
How much does it cost to
get plumbing work? I mean, how have you got to wear it, bro?
get plumbing?
I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Plumbing,
laying pipe. Yes.
in a U.S.
average U.S.
home. Okay, in an average.
Yeah, you got to put average in there. Gotta put average in there. We're gonna try to give y'all some straight facts with a topic like this. We should have did a little bit of research, but it's straight raw and authentic. What you got? Because I could be wrong. What you got for me?
Let's see. The total cost to replace the plumbing system in a typical 2,000 square foot home averages between 3,000 and 16. Shoot.
So that's a huge range.
Hold on. You said 2,500 foot, right?
I said 2,500 square foot.
25. This is 2,000. So if you talking about a 2,500 foot, the high end, you might be right on the money.
Might be right on the money at $20,000.
Ugh.
See what I'm saying?
Ugh.
People underestimate that.
Yeah.
What's the next part? What comes next?
Ooh,
electrical.
Come on now.
How much it cost to wire a whole house?
Hold on.
Think about that.
See. Face ID. My Face ID ain't gonna work because the mic in front of me. Oh man,
people don't realize that, and people feel like, hey, it shouldn't be that high. That shouldn't be the price. But if that was you want to get paid for your work,
yeah, that is true.
We forget to think about how the other shoe may feel on it. You know what I'm saying? How put yourself in that person's shoes to see how they may feel. We forget that.
Everything over here talking about the monthly bill.
Really, they don't have an average. The cost to actually wire up a home.
Hold on, let me change the word to install.
Okay. A newly built home. Say something like that of that nature. We just giving y'all roundabout numbers. We know Google might not be telling the whole truth. But just to give y'all an estimate on how much things may cost. And you can't forget about somebody bringing the supplies, you know what I'm saying, to build the home. That's like, come on. Come on.
Figuring the latter. The cost to rewire a home typically ranges between $10,000 to $30,000, according to Home Guide, a platform that pairs homeowners with professional service providers. On average, homeowners pay about $5 to $17 per square foot of a home rewiring project. $5 to $17 per square foot.
So $17 times 2,500. Right, and that's just two things that you have to get installed properly to pass code.
Oh yeah.
To put your house on the grid, water and electrical.
Water and electrical, that's not negotiable.
Mandatory.
If you wanna live in a modern home in this day and age, those are two things you cannot go without.
Come on.
We haven't even talked about
Bring it on them. Put it on them.
We haven't even talked about how big you gonna build this home. What kind of windows you gonna have? You know, your I mean, I guess this goes with the plumbing, but well, you also gotta think about the water system. Do you want to have sprinklers?
But that's not a necessity. That's a need. That's a want. That's luxury living.
Yeah, but you still gotta maintain the home.
You do gotta maintain the home, but you can get that damn water hose and water that grass.
Hey, but check this out. Real talk though.
Okay.
So, like I said, maintaining a home. Let's say we were to get some homeless people and put them in a home.
They can't maintain it.
That doesn't mean they're gonna maintain it and keep it running.
But think about that. I don't know how. I'm telling you, we're going to bring topics like this back and we're going to get more people at the round table and we're going to talk. Because it makes me wonder, how would we do that? How could you regulate that? Who picks who?
Now, when you
Who
say
determines who's going to be in his home? Like, there's too many variables. When you say group homes, there already is group homes.
yeah,
So, how? You know what I'm saying? There's so many questions that I feel like one person or many people just could not answer because the whole system in itself would have to change.
yeah,
Right? You get what I'm saying?
yeah. I mean,
like, who is qualified to answer those questions? Tom, you on West University Street and you on East Berry Street. Come to this house. I got a home for you.
yeah.
How do you qualify? How you vetted? What? Oh, you have a job? You working it on the streets?
Well, you gotta ask the question: Is the point to vet?
So anybody and everybody.
I mean, if the idea is that everybody deserves a home, does that also include the people that don't want one? Because some people are homeless because they choose to be.
Because they choose to be. So, okay, what about the people that want a home but can't afford it? Then what?
The people that want a home and can't afford it?
What you think about that?
Well, I think the home that they might be able to afford,
They don't want.
But
then again, houses are super expensive, bro.
Absolutely.
Houses are obscenely expensive. So even if they did want that small two bedroom, 1 bath house that you rarely ever gonna see, they still can't afford it.
Yeah.
What you think about that?
I mean, part of it is you also got to think about where they're looking at.
But you can't say that either because safety is the big thing as well.
Absolutely.
And we know what happens with low income neighborhoods.
Well, here's my thing. I think part of the reason why houses are so expensive is because we can't build enough of them fast enough. And I think one thing that exacerbates the problems is breaking up families. When families break up, you got to think about it like this. If a husband and a wife leave, well, first, let me study it like this. If a husband and a wife are together, they're in one house.
100%.
If they get divorced, and let's say the man got to leave and the woman gets the house, the man got to have a place to stay.
Mm-hmm. And being in a home, you're not going to want to backtrack and go to an apartment or a townhome.
And if he's in
another home.
And if he's in a situation where he's having to pay alimony, you know what I'm saying?
That's coming too. That's a topic that's coming too.
You know, so if he has to pay alimony, especially if it's permanent, he might never ever be able to afford another home again.
Child support.
Exactly.
I'm telling you.
So there's many factors of reasons why people become homeless. Mm-hmm. Sometimes there are people that are in situations where they did everything right, they did everything they were supposed to, and they still got screwed over by the system, even though they played by the rules. And you know, it's sad because, you know, we all want to believe that, you know, that we have a good system and that our system, you know, is without flaws.
Without flaws. And that's not the case, right? The system does need to change. I'm not saying I'm not an advocate for the system changing. It's helping people that we can help, that want the help. But people got to want the help and not take the cop out and the easy way out. There are things that happen in life that cause people to be in that situation, but sometimes they don't ever want to get out of it either.
I think the system is under review, and I think people are no exception.
Interesting. I don't know. $1 billion could help a lot, but it couldn't do everything.
I mean, you got to think about the stimulus checks, though. People, you can't just flood a system with money. Like I said,
because money is not the main root of the problem.
It's a sliding scale.
Money is not the main root of the problem, though. It's deeper than that.
It's
and they say bring
scarcity.
Up minimum wage.
Is scarcity.
But what happens when you bring up minimum wage?
That's what I'm saying. The problem is scarcity.
There's so few of them.
It's not enough houses on the market for the people that want them.
See,
that's why that's why these houses can command these prices.
I'm gonna tell you why. I don't think that's true. I don't know where he got his research from, but I was talking to somebody, and I think he said it was 220,000 vacant homes.
Vacant. But who owns them? Because there's plenty of homes that are vacant. Mm-hmm. Okay. Like I've heard about I think different companies like BlackRock buying up significant amount of homes before they, had time to really be in the market. And then you got these houses being taken off the market that have nobody in them. And then those houses are just, oh yeah, you can stay in this house, but we're gonna rent it. You know what I'm saying?
You have no potential to ever buy it. It has to be rented out.
Yeah. So, I mean, let's just keep it a buck.
That's not right.
It's not right. And I think there does need to be regulations put upon companies like that are able to buy houses in bulk like that.
Yeah.
Because it's killing the ability for the middle class to be able to, have a sustainable housing.
The middle class pays for everything.
Exactly. And that, you know what? That's something that a lot of people don't talk about. The middle class does pay for everything. The middle class
pays for everything. I'm telling you right now. I'm telling you the way the tax brackets work and how much money we owe and the taxes we have to pay based off if you make this median amount versus if you made high or too low. It's ridiculous. If you look at those numbers, do yourself the research because last year tax season, or this year per se, I'm sorry, this year opened a lot of people's eyes. Taxes was very different this year. You wasn't banking on the government this year. It didn't happen. We're going to talk about that. We got to do some more research. This is going to be one of the more thought-provoking episodes. It might be like hashtag thought-provoking or hashtag facts. One of the segments is a little bit more serious and talking about the world problems we live in today. If y'all like what we're doing, if y'all like these type of topics, keep them coming and ask us some questions, and maybe we can do more research and bring more people in that maybe know more about these topics to bring us some more insight. Bring us a different perspective onto the things. You would like the sound of that, Roy?
Oh yeah, I need everything to be challenged.
Yeah,
everything needs to be challenged.
We love everything to be challenged. So I mean, everything that we said in here, everything that we said in here, you may not agree on, right? And that's perfectly fine. You can challenge us. You can tell us in the comments how you feel about it, and give us some more insight on why you may feel the way that you feel. Reach out to me and let me know, and then we can give a part 2 to something like this, and bring more people in to talk about it, so we can have different perspectives on it.
Most definitely.
Hey, I love stuff like this, y'all. This is a passion of mine. I love doing it. I'm glad he's a part of it. And we just doing things out here to make the world a better place and open people's minds. I had talked to a dude the other day. He said back in the day, it used to be okay to have dialogue, a disagreement, and talk and be able to move on from it. In this day and age, you can't do that anymore without being judged, canceled. You can't say your opinion. You can't say how you feel.
You can't.
And I want this platform to be the place where you can say how you feel, where you can be able to express yourself and not be judged for it, and open people's eyes. So a lot of people don't have voices, right? And I want to give people that voice.
Oh yeah,
that's how powerful this is. This is not just a name. It's gonna be a household name. You're gonna know this name. I promise you. I promise you, man. This is more than just sitting here on this couch and talking. It's to raise awareness, to wake people up.
Most definitely.
Come on.
Most definitely.
Get me going, man. Roy, you want to leave the people with anything tonight?
Well, we know housing is very expensive.
And we know the rich can't do everything about it.
But I can name you one thing that's free. And
What's
you want to know what that is?
Oh.
A subscribe.
And what is a subscribe? What is it? What is it, Roy? What you said in the last video?
Go ahead. Just subscribe.
It's mandatory.
It's mandatory. It's mandatory.
Hey, I'll catch y'all on the next video.
I'm gonna